It's an orange juice.
OJ here with some new balances coming on the 23rd. Elite Barbarians are still going to be a viable alternative for offense, but their health and damage is being reduced. These numbers don't sound like much changes, but the interactions certainly are. There was a rounding error where Elite Barbarians versus themselves would kill each other in 5 hits instead of 4, because the last hit had 1 health remaining. Shout out to Popcorn for nerfing Elite Barbarians' health by an additional 0.4%. A 4.4% reduction in health doesn't sound like much, but if you look at interactions, it's a big deal. The Valkyrie will now kill Elite Barbarians in 5 swings instead of 6. With her splash attack, this is a pretty huge change. Along with the health reduction, we're going to see a 4% damage reduction. This affects their defensive capabilities where they're not able to stop a giant or world giant as fast, requiring 1 extra swing. There are a lot of other interactions. The Mini P.E.K.K.A can tank 1 more hit. Now they can tank a total of 5 hits. This is a critical change because the Elite Barbarians swing in pairs. This is huge because if you look at the interaction, the Mini P.E.K.K.A will survive the 4th swing, dishing out that final attack. This adds another card that can actually counter Elite Barbarians. Musketeers will kill Elite Barbarians in 1 less hit now. She can kill them in 6 shots. This means that's 2 less shots that the Musketeers require to take care of them. With their attack speed being reduced, they will now swing every 1.5 seconds. This lowers their DPS by 10.5% in larger battles. This is really big. With the new balance change on the left, Elite Barbarians won't be able to stop a giant Musketeer push. Whereas with the old stats, the outcome is completely different. Zap is receiving 1 nerf, hopefully a final nerf. It offered a crazy amount of utility and is pretty much mandatory to carry in all decks. It's receiving a 6% damage reduction. At tournament standard, it will not kill goblins. This kind of works both ways because goblins shifted out of the meta due to the rise of the log. This is troubling now because Goblin Barrel will no longer be countered by Zap for a positive elixir trade. This is an indirect buff to the log and arrows. Aside from stab goblins, it will still interact the same with everything else in the game. Minion Horde will still be countered by Zap. To keep the game consistent, the Electrowizard Zap spawn damage is also being reduced by 6%. He will no longer kill stab goblins with his spawn zap. There's a very precise technique to spawn zap onto 3 goblins. This interaction changes slightly, but the Electrowizard is actually still going to be really reliable against the Goblin Barrel because of his multi-attack. He'll have slightly less health and won't be able to deal as much damage to the tower. If enough people want me to release a video outlining how to pull off this tech, let me know in the comments. It'd honestly just be a short 2-minute video about advanced Electrowizard tech. To make up for the spawn zap nerf, his health is being increased by a staggering 9%. With this new buff, he will survive a fireball now. With this new health boost, it completely changes the interaction with him and the Mini P.E.K.K.A. He will survive a swing and continue to damage the P.E.K.K.A. If you don't have Zap on hand, you can know how devastating a surviving Electrowizard can be for a counter push. A few smaller interactions. He survives 1 extra volley of arrows from the princess and can survive 1 regular attack from the dank prince. The Mega Minion is an incredibly valuable card despite minions shifting back into the meta. Its damage is being reduced by 4%. It will now kill baby dragons and mini P.E.K.K.A.s in 5 swings instead of 4 swipes. His attack speed is being reduced to 1.5 seconds. In addition to the damage reduction, this is a 10.5% DPS reduction. Technically, the Golem can survive 1 extra hit from the Mega Minion, but more importantly, his lower DPS does not make him as valuable. He'll still get 2 hits off of the Arena Tower despite the reduction in attack speed. Archers have seen a huge rise in usage with the popularity of Graveyard. To keep Elite Barbarians viable, their health is being reduced by 4%. So Elite Barbarians can continue killing them in 1 hit. Here's some more evidence of how the Elite Barbarians' health, damage, and attack speed nerf impact their overall damage to the tower. Most interactions remain the same. Mega Minion will still kill them in 1 hit, but Witches will be able to kill them in 4 attacks now instead of 5. The log is used almost as much as Zap. I wouldn't be surprised if it were used more if every player actually had this card. It's receiving a 4% reduction in damage. It'll still kill Princess, and archers will still survive. However, its knockback is being reduced. It used to knock back units 1.5 tiles. This is comparable to a Fireball's knockback effect. Now it'll knock units as far as Bowler can. This change slightly hurts its defensive capabilities, but this card will be more important than ever since Zap doesn't kill the stab goblins. If we begin to see a rise in Goblin Barrel usage, the log is our last ray of hope in the new meta. The Ice Golem provided far too much value for 2 elixir. Its Frost Nova damage is remaining untouched, but its health is being reduced by 5%. The Arena Tower will kill it slightly faster, but the Golem will still be able to hit the tower once. The Bomber and Musketeer will be able to kill them slightly quicker, requiring 1 less shot. This could mean the difference in a large battle where the extra shot could be used elsewhere. Valkyrie will now be able to kill the Ice Golem in 5 swings instead of 6. She won't need to spin as hard. Also, since she can deal with Ice Golem and Elite Barbarians a little better, as well as being able to counter Graveyard, she begins to make more sense to use in today's meta. Its Frost Nova is now only going to slow units for a total of 2 seconds instead of 3 seconds. It's a very subtle change in interactions. On top of the health and slowdown duration nerf, the Frost Nova's radius is decreasing from 3 tiles to 2. So you can compare it to having the radius of a free spell being nerfed to the radius of a rocket. This is to keep it consistent with the Golem's death damage. This change in radius will make for some more skilled plays. Minions will still be impacted by this radius. Skeleton Army will all clip the radius. As long as you can position the Ice Golem in the center, he'll still be a very reliable counter to Skarmy. The Ice Spirit is still an incredibly valued card. Not only can it shuffle your deck for 1 elixir, it continues to provide incredible value. Its damage is being reduced by a whopping 10%. It'll still be able to take care of Musketeer and Archers. Those interactions will remain the same. However, the largest change is that it will not bring the Minion Horde's health down to be one-shottable by the Arena Tower. Last but not least, and once the most popular card in the game, now one of the least used cards. The Wizard is receiving a 0.5 tile range increase. He's going to share the same attack range as an Ice Wizard. With all of the new card releases, it almost makes sense to bring this card down to 4 elixir. But that will set a new standard and accelerate power creeping, so I think this buff is more sensible. There's going to be a lot of speculation that Zap Bait is going to shift into the meta since Zap will no longer be able to deal with stab goblins. But the game is constantly evolving, so I think it'll be interesting to see the way the game shifts over the next few weeks. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more quality OJ.